All right, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Great tips. For more on stylish organizing, just go to our website, earlyshow.cbsnews.com. It's all right there. Ms. Post, thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris.
And now here's Erica. Erica?
Chris, thanks. If you grew up with a mom who was great at throwing parties, organizing dinners, but you feel like you didn't get all the secrets that you wanted passed on to you, you are in luck this morning because Amy Goodman, our good friend and editor-at-large for Southern Living magazine, is here with some time-tested tips that we can all use around the house. Always good to see you.
Oh, lovely to be here.
And we're going to start off with the cast iron skillet, which, of course, now that you're at Southern Living magazine, this is the staple of Southern cooking, but man, these can be hard to clean.
It's a cornerstone of Southern cooking because it is naturally seasons your food, it's non-stick, and it's virtually indestructible. However, it can be a bear to clean.
Yes.
The first step is you take a wooden spoon and you get up as much of the food as you possibly can naturally there.
And I want to do this while it's still a little bit hot, right? So that it moves a little easier?
Actually, you want the pan to be completely cold.
Okay.
And then you do the scraping. Then under warm water, using no soap, you take a bristle brush that is not metallic or a green scour pad, and you go to work at it. The key here is that it's about the elbow grease and the energy that you put into it. Then you rinse with water, you towel dry and air dry naturally, and that really, really should work for most cast iron skillets. Then when it's clean, you take a little bit of vegetable oil, you apply that to a paper towel, and then you run it through the interior of the pan to seal in the nonstick qualities and the seasoning.
And let me ask you a quick question. I know that you're not supposed to use soap on this, and I know that we want a little bit of that seasoning to stay because that's what gives you the flavor, the buildup over time. But when it's so caked on, is there anything else you can do? I tried baking soda once because I thought that was natural, and I think I ruined my pan.
Well, a non-abrasive cleanser that's natural, like coarse salt, is something that you can actually use as a last-ditch effort. This is like the 5 to 2% of pans that won't clean using that previous method. You throw in some salt, you use your brush again, and that will absolutely do it. And for non-stick, regular non-stick pans, just use warm, sudsy water. That'll do.
And don't put them in the dishwasher, no matter what they say.
No, absolutely not.
When it comes to stemware, crystal especially, it's so delicate. It hits the bottom of your sink and you're done.
Please. So first of all, you do not dishwash this either. These are all hand washed. The trick to not breaking it is to use a nice rubber mat or a towel. Hopefully that'll break a fall in a way that your crystal won't break.
And you put that in the bottom of your sink.
You put that at the bottom of your sink. Then you pick up your glasses from the bulb of the glass, not the stem. You wash it with regular dishwashing liquid and also rinse with warm water. The thing with the warm water, you put it into a bowl on your countertop and you rinse each individual glass within that bowl, and then you set it aside. This is just having separate workstations for separate tasks to decrease the chances of breakage, and then you put it to the side.
Have rice and vinegar and a red wine stain. That's going to help us get rid of the stain in the glass without scrubbing it?
I'm a red wine lover. And if you happen to get that little bit of red wine that does not remove, you apply about half a glass of the white vinegar, you throw in some dried rice, and you give it a swirl, just like a good red wine. You give it a little swirl. That'll scrub it, gives it just enough friction to lift it off. You throw it out, you do the wash.
There we go.
As we previously
mentioned. Silver can be really tough. Obviously, this doesn't go in the dishwasher either, but you have to constantly polish. So what are some tips for silver?
Yes, and at Southern Living, we encourage you to use your silver pieces in an everyday manner. If you don't, though, it will tarnish. So get a great polish. This is from Haggerty's. We applied a small amount to a soft cloth. We put it on in a circular pattern and manner. We let this dry for 1 minute, and now in the same manner, you kind of use a circular motion to polish it off.
Easy enough.
You get this great shine and sheen. And for the small areas, you can use a soft bristled brush to get in there.
I want to make sure we get to these before we run out of time. So gum on clothing can be really tough. The freezer is your friend here.
Yes, my daughter absolutely loves gum, so I'm waiting for this to happen to us. So you get your gum as soon as possible. You want to try to lift off as much of the gum as you can wearing the gloves. You throw it folded into a Ziploc freezer bag, and you go to your freezer.
After it's frozen.
After an hour or so, you pop it out of the bag, and to that, you just take a dull bladed knife.
Scrape it off.
You scrape it off. Any last remaining bit, you use a firm bristled toothbrush, and you just peel it off there. And then you throw it into the washer with some fabric cleaner.
I love it. And lastly, who has this not happened to? You get something stuck on your iron.
Yes, or just natural cleaning. So you use a combination of sudsy soaps onto a sponge, clean a cold iron.
Cold iron, very important.
Yes, and then just wipe it off with a damp cloth. For cleaning the interior of the iron, here in the reservoir, we're going to put about a 1/4 cup of the white vinegar.
Because is it true that a lot of times the buildup that you'll see on your iron, some of that white stuff that might build up there, it's really from your water?
It's coming from your tap water, all the mineral and the calcium. And here you actually steam all of this vinegar out. Then you do actually a water rinse with distilled water, and you're done.
Great tips as always. Amy, thanks.
Thank you.
We will be right back with more. You're watching The Early Show on CBS.